Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the three presidential debates that would occur for the 2020 general election between Vice President Joe Biden and the presidential incumbent Donald Trump. Now, the Commission on Presidential Debates announced that there would be three debates this year, the first being on September 29th at the University of Notre Dame in Notre Dame, Indiana, the second being at the Adrian Arch Center in Miami, Florida, and the last debate on October 22nd at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. These debates are pretty, they're expected to be pretty exciting, matching the level of the 2016 debates, and I think that they will be the most viewed debates in history. Now today I just wanted to look at how I think these debates will affect the election and who I think will really come out on top in these debates. Now, there's been much speculation about how Trump will destroy Biden in these debates. However, I really do not think that will be the case. I'm sure Joe Biden, he did not perform as well as, anyone expected in the 2020 primary debates. He did exceptionally horrible in those debates. There were really no debates in which people thought he won until, the very end. His first performance was pretty bad, with Kamala Harris's attack on Biden about busing, and then he had no real clear response. And many times on the stage, he just seemed like he didn't really know what was going on, and he seemed to get angry quite a bit sometimes. So I think that for these debates with Donald Trump, I think Trump will try to get Biden to get mad and say something that Biden would regret. I think this is entirely possible. However, I do think that, Biden's team will train him to, control his anger. He has said some things that he probably shouldn't have said, when he's provoked on stage. I think that, Biden will do well in these debates as long as he stays calm and attacks Trump on his many, vulnerable issues. Now, for Trump, I really do not think there are as many issues that Trump can attack Biden on, besides how, they are different politically. Of course, they have different political views. And I think that is really the only thing that Trump could attack Biden on. He could, talk about how, some Democratic policies, suck, and how, like the normal stuff that politicians normally attack others on because of their difference in ideology. And I really do not think it would be, a good idea for Trump at all if he were to attack Joe Biden on his son and Burisma, and how he had a board position in the company, because this would just, spark more talks about his impeachment. And this is, I don't think it would be good for the Trump campaign if impeachment would come up again. However, I do think there are many matters for Biden to attack Trump on. The kids in cages at the border, his border wall, which is, pretty unnecessary, as well as his horrible response to the coronavirus pandemic, pretending that, it would just go away, or that it wasn't a big deal, as well as his failure to wear a mask in public ever. Even though all the doctors around him, tell him that, he advised that he should, as well as his divisive response in response to the Black Lives Matter protests and riots, and how he, instead of bringing the country together, he just teared it farther apart. Now, I just wanted to look at, how debates have affected the polling numbers in previous elections. So we take a look here at 2016 between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I'm just going to narrow it down to 3 months. Before this, as you can see, Trump had his election bump and Hillary Clinton had her bump. And ever since Clinton had her bump here, she was in the lead, based on polling for, the entire election cycle after that. And as you can see, on election day, Clinton led by 3.2%. However, she underperformed and only won the popular vote by 2.1%. However, she still lost the election. Sorry about that. Now, if we go to the 3-month marker there, the first debate in 2016 was on September 26th, and after this, as you can see, Clinton had about a little less than 1 point bump. Trump basically saw no change in their polling. So the first debate really had no impact on the election. If you look at here, the second debate on October 9th, as you can see here, Trump's numbers fell a little bit, while, Clinton's basically stayed the same. And if you look at third debate, this is really when, there were really some noticeable changes. As you can see, the 19th, after this debate, Clinton's numbers fell and Trump's numbers, increased after this debate. Now, if we were to go look back at 2012 between Obama and Romney, as you can see, Romney did much better against Obama than McCain in 2008. So the first debate for the 2012 election cycle was held on October 3rd. And as you can see before this, Romney was already seeing a surge, with Obama seeing, a pretty large drop in his polling numbers. So on October 3rd, Obama led Romney by 3.1%. And after the debate, Romney was able to overtake President Obama. And then on the 16th, the second debate was held. Really no change here. Obama went up a little, and then Romney went up. And then on the 22nd, as you can see here, still no change again. And at the end, Obama's numbers went up and won him the election. Now, in 2020, as you can see, Biden has, a lead that, has not been seen in presidential polling for a very long time. He's up 8.7%. If you look here, presidents typically win their nominations in the end of July. Barack Obama never even had a 5-point lead. I think 4.7 was his peak. And then, again at 4, he never even broke the 5% mark. And then if you look here at 2016, you can see that with the convention bumps, I'm just going to go there. Hillary Clinton only had a 6.3% lead, and then 7.9 there. So she didn't even break the 8% marker, and Biden is already at 8.7% before any of these candidates, even went to the convention. So I think this is, pretty good for Vice President Biden, as, they're both the two presumptive nominees. Of course, Trump, the Republican nominee, and Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee. Now, I think that, Biden will be able to win these debates. I think that there are so many issues that he could attack Trump on that, even if Biden were to say something that, he, shouldn't have said, I think that he would still, utterly, attack, he would be able to attack Trump pretty aggressively on so many issues, like I said before. And, I just really don't see Donald Trump, being able to, counter these, because, these are pretty, big issues, especially the coronavirus issue. I don't think Trump saying that, masks don't work, or they're, a violation of human rights, or whatever he typically likes to say. I don't think any of these things will really be able to persuade voters, because, in November, the coronavirus will have almost gone on for around 8 months in the United States with the lockdown. So I really do not think that Trump defending his actions about the coronavirus will really help him. I do think that these will be one of the most entertaining debates, especially the fact that these two debaters, they are not good debaters. Trump did not, show, a strong performances against Hillary Clinton in 2016. All polls had her winning the debates by, 30 to 40% margins. However, I think that after 4 years in office, although Trump has not, had, a debate in these 3 years, I do think that, Trump's public speaking and, just overall presidentialness, I think has, increased, because in those debates, he had to show that, he could be presidential, and, there's really no question about that anymore, because he is the president, and, whatever he does basically is now presidential. So yeah, I think that, Biden will not, get crushed by Trump like as most people are predicting. I think he will have pretty strong performances as there are many issues that Biden could attack Trump on. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like as well as subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.